The whole courtroom fell completely silent, like every person in there had just forgotten how to breathe. All eyes turned as this tiny 5-year-old girl with tangled brown hair shuffled up toward the judge's bench, her little shoes squeaking on the shiny floor. Her faded, oversized dress made her look even smaller than she already was. Judge Catherine Westbrook had been behind that giant wooden desk in her wheelchair for the last 3 years just stared. She'd seen all kinds of crazy things in her 20 years as a judge, but never, not once, had a kid this little walked right up to her in the middle of a serious trial. The little girl Lily looked up at the judge with these bright green eyes, almost glowing. She took a breath and spoke, her voice clear as a bell all the way to the back row. "Judge, lady, if you let my daddy go free, I promise I'll make your legs work again." At first, everyone just exploded. People gasped. Some actually laughed. Others just stared. And a few shook their heads in pity like she was just a confused kid who didn't get how the world works. But Judge Westbrook didn't laugh. Something in her chest felt different. I want to tell you how this wild moment came to being wherever you're watching from. Drop a comment below. And hey, hit subscribe if you want more stories like this. 3 weeks before all that, Robert Mitchell was just a construction worker, doing whatever it took to give his daughter Lily the best life he could. He was up at 5 every morning, making breakfast, kissing her on the forehead, heading off to work before most folks were even out of bed. His wife had passed away when Lily was just 2, so it had been just the two of them ever since. Lily wasn't like most kids. She had really bad asthma. Sometimes she'd wake up gasping for air, and Robert would hold her close, singing to her until she could breathe again. Her medicine was expensive, and construction didn't pay much. Robert had sold his car, his watch, even his wedding ring, just to cover her treatments. But that one cold Tuesday, Lily woke up burning with fever. Robert's last $20 had already gone to grocery-ish, had nothing left. No insurance, and the pharmacy wasn't giving out free medicine. Desperate, Robert called his boss, begging for an advance. No luck company policy. He watched Lily struggle to breathe, lips going blue. That night, after she fell asleep, Robert made a choice he'd never thought he'd have to make. He walked out into the cold, headed for the pharmacy on Elm. Inside, he found the medicine she needed, stuffed it in his jacket, and tried to walk out unnoticed. Just before he hit the exit, a security guard caught him. The police showed up. Robert was handcuffed and taken away, the whole neighborhood watching. Mrs. Henderson, their neighbor, found Lily alone, crying, and took her to the hospital. The doctors treated her, but said she'd have to go into foster care until her dad's legal mess got sorted out. Judge Catherine Westbrook got the case tough. Fair judge, never one for excuses. 3 years ago, a car accident had left her paralyzed. Since then, she'd thrown herself into her work. On the day of the trial, the courtroom was packed. Some came to support Robert. Others just wanted to see justice served. Robert sat in a borrowed suit, exhausted, not having seen Lily in weeks. Judge Catherine rolled up to the bench and stared out at the crowd. She'd read the whole file. Desperate father. Sick child. The prosecutor laid out the facts. Robert had stolen, threatened a guard, and taken more than $100 of medicine. Robert's public defender tried her best, telling the story of a good man pushed to the edge. The law was clear. The judge was just about to rule when the doors burst open. Mrs. Henderson walked in holding Lily's hand. The little girl scanned the room, spotted her father, and ran straight to him. The bailiff tried to stop her, but Judge Westbrook shook her head. Let her go. Robert hugged Lily tight, apologizing for everything. Lily looked up at him. It's okay. Daddy, I know you were just trying to help me. There wasn't a dry eye in the place, including folks who'd shown up just to see Robert get punished. Judge Catherine cleared her throat, preparing to hand down the sentence. That's when Lily looked right at her for the first time. She saw the wheelchair, the sadness in the judge's eyes, and maybe something no one else saw. Lily stepped up to the bench, her shoes making little taps on the floor. "My daddy's a good man," she said. "He only took the medicine because I was sick. He loves me." Judge Catherine leaned forward, explaining softly, "But your father broke the law." Lily nodded, solemn. Then she did something nobody expected. She reached out and touched the judge's hand. "Judge lady, I know your legs don't work, and that makes you sad inside. My daddy says sometimes people who are hurt have a hard time seeing the love around them." You could hear a pin drop. Judge Catherine's breath caught. How could this child possibly know the pain she carried every day? "I have a gift," Lily whispered. "I help people feel better when they're hurt. If you let my daddy go, I promise I'll make your legs work again." Now the place erupted laughing, shouting, people saying it was ridiculous. The prosecutor was on his feet, objecting, but the judge couldn't look away from Lily. She felt something like hope stirring. Order in the court. Judge Catherine banged her gavel. She tried to explain to Lily, "What you're saying is impossible. The doctors say I'll never walk again." Lily just smiled. Sometimes doctors don't know everything. Sometimes miracles happen if people believe and love each other enough. She let go. "Step back. I'm not asking you to believe me now. Just give me a chance to prove it. Let my daddy come home, and I'll show you impossible things can happen." The judge stared, torn. Her head said this was nonsense. Miracles don't happen in courtrooms. But her heart, what if this little girl really could do something no one else believed? Finally, Judge Catherine straightened up. "Young lady," she said, her voice echoing, "promises should never be broken. Do you understand?" Lily nodded, absolutely certain. "Yes, Judge lady, I always keep my promises." The judge took a deep breath. "Mr. Mitchell, I should sentence you to jail, but your daughter's made me an offer I find intriguing. I'm postponing sentencing for 30 days. If your daughter can keep her promise, all charges are dropped." The prosecutor leapt up. "Your Honor, this is highly irregular." "We'll know in 30 days, she replied. "Until then, Mr. Mitchell, you're free." Robert broke down, hugging Lily, but the judge added, "If your daughter can't fulfill her promise, you'll face additional charges for contempt of court." The stakes were clear: either a miracle or the worst outcome possible. After court, Robert knelt and hugged Lily. "Baby, what if you can't really heal the judge?" Lily just smiled, quoting her mom, "Miracles happen when love is stronger than fear." And she was right. Over the next days, little changes started to happen. Judge Catherine woke up excited for the first time in years. Hopeful, Robert watched Lily calmly go about her days, confident in her gift. He started noticing that whenever Lily was near someone hurting a scraped knee, a hurt back, they always seemed to get better faster. Lily explained, "Judge Catherine's legs aren't really broken. Her heart is. When she remembers joy, her legs will remember how to walk." The judge couldn't get Lily out of her mind. She found herself reaching out, agreeing to meet Lily at the park. They fed ducks, talked, even danced by the pond, arms moving, heads nodding, laughing. For the first time since her accident, Judge Catherine felt alive. Lily put her hands on the judge's knees and said, "Your legs are sleeping, not broken. They're waiting for your heart to wake up." Catherine believed, just a little. But that night, disaster struck. Catherine's wheelchair tipped over by the pond. She hit her head and ended up unconscious in the hospital. The community gathered in the waiting room, anxious, and Lily asked the doctors to let her see the judge. At first, they refused, but after much pleading, even from the prosecutor, they gave her 5 minutes. Inside the room, Lily sat by the judge's side, held her arm, and spoke softly about all the happy memories Catherine had forgotten, guiding her spirit home. As she spoke, Catherine's heart monitor steadied, and her eyelids began to flutter. "Come back. Judge Catherine, Lily whispered. Miracles are real, and you're about to be part of one. Catherine woke up, slowly, unbelievably. Feeling returned to her legs. The doctors couldn't explain if her spinal cord had been severely damaged. But there it was, movement, life, hope. Tears streamed down the judge's face as she realized what had happened. All charges are dropped, Mr. Mitchell, and I'm recommending you for a job at the hospital, full insurance for you and Lily. 3 weeks later, Judge Catherine walked still with a cane into her courtroom for the first time in years. Robert and Lily watched from the front row, proud. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 weeks ago, a little girl taught me that miracles happen when love is stronger than fear. She said, her voice strong. She taught me that healing is about fixing spirits, not just bones. Today, I'm not just a judge, I am someone who's learned to dance in new ways and believe in miracles again. 6 months later, Catherine danced slowly but joyfully out her wedding to Dr. Harrison, the doctor who'd seen the impossible become reality. Lily was the flower girl, scattering petals down the aisle. Robert beside her, grinning from ear to ear. Daddy, Lily whispered, do you know the best part about miracles? What's that, sweetheart? When people see one, they start believing anything's possible. And when people believe, wonderful things happen all the time. And in that moment, watching Judge Catherine dance, Robert knew his daughter was right. In a world with Lily in it, miracles weren't just possible, they were happening every single day.